In the turbulent 20th century, amidst political intrigue and global upheaval, there emerged leaders who instilled fear and uncertainty. Today, we delve into the story of the seventh most fearful president of the 20th century, a figure whose legacy is marked by controversy and adventure. This was an era of suspense, a time when the world held its breath, watching leaders navigate the treacherous waters of international politics. Among these leaders, one figure stood out: President X. His rise to power was marked by a unique blend of charisma and intimidation, a combination that would set the tone for his presidency. In an age where the Cold War cast a long shadow over global politics, President X's strategic maneuvers positioned him as a key player in this high-stakes game. His enigmatic persona, coupled with a voice that could command nations, made him a formidable presence on the world stage. Known for his expertise in psychological warfare, President X was an expert at keeping friends close and enemies closer. His speeches, delivered with gravitas and conviction, left audiences both mesmerized and terrified. The power of his words was undeniable. Each phrase was carefully chosen, each sentence meticulously crafted, and each speech meticulously planned. President X's speeches were not just mere talks, they were strategic tools used to shape public opinion and assert his dominance. His charisma and command over language made him an orator of great influence. He knew the art of persuasion and used it to his advantage. His speeches were laced with coded messages, veiled threats, and subtle indications of his intentions. They were designed to instill fear, to keep his allies in check and his adversaries on their toes. And it worked. The world listened, watched, and waited with bated breath as he spoke. But it wasn't just his words that sent shockwaves, it was his actions. President X's administration oversaw covert operations that left a lasting mark on history. The most infamous of these operations was Operation Shadowfall, a clandestine mission that plunged the world into chaos. This top-secret operation aimed to destabilize rival superpowers, fueling a dangerous escalation in the Cold War. The world, unknowingly, teetered on the brink of disaster, all orchestrated from the shadows by President X. Under his command, secret operatives were dispatched across the globe, their actions cloaked in a veil of secrecy. The impacts of Operation Shadowfall were felt far and wide, from the bustling streets of major cities to the quiet corners of rural communities. It was a time of uncertainty, a time when the world held its breath. At the height of Operation Shadowfall, President X was at the zenith of his power. His influence permeated every aspect of society, stoking fear and awe in equal measure. His name became synonymous with an era marked by subterfuge and intrigue. In the midst of this, a beacon of hope emerged. A group of fearless journalists and investigators, undeterred by the power of the presidency, began to unravel the truth behind President X's actions. They dug deep, unearthing a story so shocking, it would change the course of history. However, with great power comes great resistance. Their relentless pursuit of truth sparked a flame that would eventually consume the presidency of one of the 20th century's most fearful leaders. They uncovered a web of corruption, espionage, and political intrigue that shook the nation to its core. As the truth began to surface, the nation watched in disbelief as the leader they had once feared was exposed. The fearless journalists and investigators who dared to delve into the shadows of President X's administration were the true heroes of this tale. Their relentless pursuit of the truth sparked a public outcry that reverberated through the halls of power. The once seemingly invincible President X found his authority challenged. The people, once paralyzed by fear, found their voice in the uproar. As the clamor grew, the walls of the presidency began to close in on him. His actions, once shrouded in secrecy, were now laid bare for all to see. The outcry wasn't merely a whisper in the wind, it was a deafening roar that demanded justice. The public demanded answers, and they wouldn't be silenced. The once fearful leader found himself in the eye of a storm of his own making. Cornered, President X had no choice but to step down. His resignation marked the end of an era defined by fear and secrecy. The once formidable leader was now a symbol of a fallen regime, a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked power. In the end, the seventh most fearful president of the 20th century serves as a reminder that even the most powerful can be held accountable.